Let's create a new character. So we got to start race and gender. Genders, these two choices mostly affect my voice. You can pick a race that's not on this list. So the current races: human, elf, dwarf, halfling, tiefling, orc, goblin. The best ones to be are tiefling, orc, and goblin. Human's okay too. So tiefling, orc, goblin, and human. They have the highest stat bonuses. And so they're the best ones to be. But you can choose anything that's in the world you can think of as a fantasy race, or it doesn't need to be a fantasy race, sci-fi race. It can be anything. But go ahead and put your ideas out there, and we can make it work. Yeah, and for anyone curious, the reason I say those races are currently the best, that is because they have at least +3 to stats, +2 in one stat, +1 in another, or human has +1 in all their stats. Elf, dwarf, and halfling currently only have +2 in stats. A mutant? Which race is the most broken? I think orc or goblin, depending on what you're going. Or goblin or tiefling are the most broken races, depending on whether or not you're going warlock, rogue, or barbarian or fighter. I was thinking Marvel style mixed with. Oh, okay. So like an X-Men mutant. Understood. You feel like a Marvel mutant? We like Marvel mutant. Okay, so it looks like the current front runners are mutant, orc, and goblin. So everyone, choose one of those 3. So mutant, orc, goblin. We're talking mutant from like X-Men. Post your choice for that in the chat. Goblin, mutant, goblin, mutant, orc, mutant, goblin, mutant. It's looking like mutant's going to take it. So it looks like we're going to go orc, mutant. And am I male, female, or non-binary? This will change how I myself speak. So keep in mind, I'll be doing this voice for the whole time. I can do a woman voice, but just to be clear about what we're doing. It looks like we're mostly male. Yeah. Show us your female voice. You have to pay for that. The Arc Weaver, thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime sub. I appreciate it. You can make me do stuff. So if there are females in the campaign, if they're like women that show up, I voice every dialogue how I think that character will sound. So you may get to hear it, no problem. But for any sort of like specific sounds you want me to make, okay, Captain Axion has made the request, the formal request. I'll try a sound effect. They have spent their channel points so that I will show us my girl voice. Okay. Okay, let's lock in the mic. Here we go. Voice acting. All right. Let's see. Hello, chat. What will we be playing? Which class? Rogue? Warlock? Barbarian? Paladin? Or fighter? You choose. This voice is pizza. Let's go. Looks like Paladin is next. Okay, so we're going Paladin, it seems. Paladin Nightcrawler is crazy, but alright. Brimstone, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Okay. Nightcrawler is like classically bad classically bad at charisma. He would make such a bad paladin. Like maybe a cleric. Maybe a cleric. But he's so not good at charisma. That's the fun. Okay, maybe we'll give him high intimidation and athletics. You are trapped in a box with one way out and 3 tools: a table, a saw, and a mirror. How do you get out? The exit. Is the answer the exit? There's one way out, right? It says there's one way out, so no need to do anything dumb. You just walk out the door. Is there supposed to be no way out? You use the tools? For what? There's already a way out. Your question says that there's a way out. You are trapped in a box with one way out and 3 tools: a table, a saw, and a mirror. How do you get out? It's a word riddle, not a physical riddle? I understand how riddles work. My point being is that in the riddle, it mentions that there's a way out. And he's asking, how do I get out? If I needed to figure a way out, if there was no way out, and I needed to figure a way out, sure. This question has confused me. The tools are the one way out. I see. Okay, great. It was like Faye with his riddles. That's true. Yeah, your wording matters. Okay. A table, a saw, and a mirror. How do you get out?
Already answered that.
Did they?
Yeah, this is like such a...
It sounds somewhat familiar, but I did not. I don't remember what any bit to it is. I like vaguely recall having heard it, but that's it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I don't know. I was not looking at chat, so I don't know what the answer is. What was the answer? Look into the mirror and get the saw. Cut the table into 2. Put the 2 halves that create a hole. Huh? This is a bad riddle. I disagree with this riddle on a fundamental level. I understand it's a play on words. I get it. But I would be unhappy with this if I was given this by a Sphinx. Me and the Sphinx, I would talk to the Sphinx manager right away. Magneto? We don't have to be one specifically. We can come up with our own powers, guys. Make your own power? Okay. Ooh. I don't know if command works on PC. We can try it. Echo comes up with the power. I can definitely come up with the power. Anything else here? What's our last spell? Searing Smite? Okay. All right. We're an Orc Paladin, so we're going to max out our strength. Charisma, not for talking, but for giving people the big smack. Intimidate them. Wisdom and intelligence are common skill checks in Everweave. This is true. It's 100% true. Do we care? Do we want to be good at stuff? Or do we want to be like really on theme? Gravity control. Okay. We'll do big constitution too. Just no dexterity, no wisdom, no intelligence. On theme? Yeah, there we go. Boom. Big, big, big. That's how we're going. Okay. Here we go, guys. We're doing our appearance and biography. Okay. So, for appearance, what are some descriptors about our mutant? What do we look like? Beefy beef? We look like beefy beef. Okay. Pink skin. Wow. Handsome guy. A glorious stash. Black eyeballs with red irises. Just hot. Another big beef. We got beefy beef and we got big beef. We're big beefy beef. Missing ear and some scars on the face and body. Devilishly handsome. Amazing hair long. One blue eye and one gold eye that are somehow also completely black and red in the center. Must have a cape. One of his tusks are iced out. I do kind of like that. Hunter green skin with black eyes. Are you trying the Human Torch? Are we trying Next. An orange orc like from Warcraft with a sexy face on a beefy boy. Can stomp, make him look like Gaston. Biker guy, beefy, scars, long hair with mustache. That does seem to be the general vibe people are moving towards. No capes. Okay, we got Edna mode here. And Reynolds orc. Okay, I think we got it. Seconded biker guy. Yeah, I think I like the biker guy option. It encompasses a lot of the things that people have said so far. So we'll go for it. We're a big biker guy. We'll be 6'7". That's tall by anybody's standards. Oh, you guys are so sensitive. It's a height. That meme is already dead. You can say you can speak the numbers 6 and 7 in order without it being weird. It's fine. You say that the kids are still using it? Like only like the young kids, like elementary school. And who cares what elementary school kids are doing? Middle schoolers are already no longer saying it. You're good. You're fine. Those are the mean ones that you have to watch out for. Are we doing the green skin? What color orc am I? Am I an orc? Do I look like an orc or do I look like a person, like a human? I'm gonna keep the tusks though. I like the iced out. We're pink. Why are we pink? Pink is like almost human. It's so weird. It'll look so... Green skin. That's just you and your games. I'm kidding. A lot of people do experience blight. You have to know how to avoid it. Orange skin, green skin, pink skin, rainbow cake. We're really all over the map here, guys. Do Mystique? I don't know. That's like a... It's not a very thematic power form. We can look like Mystique. That's fine. We can be blue. Okay, we have blue skin. So what? We have orange hair? Or red? Okay. We're doing a long fire red spiked mohawk. All right. This is the appearance part of the appearance. The rest of the appearance, I'm going to do something with. For the people who know, who have read the guide and stuff like that, you'll know what's coming next. For everyone else, there's going to be some extra stuff that's going to be added in here. But so far, this is what we got. I'm a 6'8" 8-inch tall. I'm 6 foot 8 inches tall, with broad shoulders and a muscular build. We have blue skin with yellow eyes and large tusks, one of which is covered in diamonds. I have a long fire red spiked mohawk. I wear a leather jacket and tight blue jeans and combat boots, a muscle shirt underneath, and lots of big biker style jewelry. Sound good? Chain wallet while we're at it. That's details we can have later. That doesn't need to be the appearance. Well, we can get that one in later. Thank you, my love. Why do I feel like I've seen this orc before? All right, now we have to work on our power. Fire and super strength, energy manipulation. See, I think Allurini's onto something. That's what I was thinking about the bike. He's a super wrench monkey. A super wrench monkey. Like he can fix and upgrade anything, and that's why his motorcycle is so OP. That won't work super well, Colonel Mustang. We need a power that'll like be continuous. I have an idea though. Here we go. Okay. So, what I have is I have an innate ability called inertia. I can make myself and anything I'm touching become heavy and fast as we travel in a direction. It's kind of similar to Juggernaut's powers, but it doesn't just work on me, it works on my bike. Okay. So we now have our ability. Yeah, momentum works too. Inertia also works because, like you said, it's a change in motion. So if I'm like fast and heavy and moving, like it's hard to stop me, right? Because that would be a change in motion. So it's a same effect. So next, I'm going to type DM themes. And we're going to go modern world. We're going to go outcast. Oh, guys, here's a good question. How old am I? Am I like, do I look 40, but I'm actually like 16? Or I'm like, or am I like 40 years old, but I look like 25? Oh, the numbers are all over the place. Like, do we want to be attending the school? Do we want part of the game to be the school? No school. Middle-aged in school. That's what I'm saying. They could be 16 and look 40, but... Want to be the anti-hero? Okay. Yeah, okay. It seems like we're pretty split on this. So, 1, if you want to be an adult. 2, if you want to be a teenager. Unhelpful, Archweaver. But it looks like most people want to be an adult. Adult it is. No teenager. Alright. Cool. Then we just won't mention school. Okay. Are we in like modern day America? Where are we at? America. Anywhere but America? Everyone's saying America. Other people anywhere but America. Midwest. We in Chicago. Iowa or Ohio? We're in Cleveland? Des Moines, Iowa? Why would I be in Des Moines, Iowa? Los Angeles? Yeah, you probably want to pick a bigger city for a game like this. When in doubt, Florida. Atlanta. Oh, I kind of like DC. That's fun. Okay, we got DC, Chicago, or LA. In the chat, DC, Chicago, or LA. Which one? Looks like DC. The real fight between DC and LA, but it looks like DC is going to win out. Wow. A Marvel-inspired character in DC? Alright. DC it is. Okay. So, for the new people, here's what's happening. There is a thing in the game with the DM accepting your backstory as truth. Okay? Because it's your backstory, your appearance. Of course it's true. That means it's a great place to set up facts about the world, to set up your themes, to set up any special powers you have. If you have an item that's most important to you, it should be in this section of your game. The reason being is because your appearance and your biography, the DM can look at them like forever. It can always look back at them. But if you tell it stuff and it's not in the narrative, the DM will forget. That's just how it works. It's designed to remember narrative details. So if you want it to know instructions, if you want it to be narrating in a certain style, if you want it to have specific story beats, if you wanted to make sure that, you know, at some point you're finding the bad guy who took out your father, that's something you need to put in your appearance and backstory. Appearance is looked at a lot more than your backstory. So anything that you want referenced constantly, themes, instructions for the DM, all of that stuff, you want that in the main part, in the appearances section of your backstory. Can this be added later on? No, it can only be added right now at the very beginning. You cannot do it later, right now. So it's important to think of these things in advance. What do you want the themes to your story to be? What do you want the settings to be? This part right here, use many multicultural names for people. You can use Spanish names for people, use Egyptian names for people, use Japanese names for people. Doesn't matter. But whatever you put there, it will use those names instead of generic fantasy name. In which case, you're going to get Lyra, Ilara, Borin, Valerius, Voss, and all the others. We're still going to do the biography. But appearance is checked more than biography. Both can be checked forever, but biography is only checked whenever you say something about your past. Appearance is checked at random by the DM because it thinks that it should mention your appearance every now and then, so it looks at it by itself. So all the important stuff you really want for your game, you want it in here. The other thing I put is DM, skill DC, easy, 10. I don't want the DM putting DC 18s on my character. We're going to be doing some crazy stuff. I don't want to have to roll a DC 18 because I'm going to be like a level 1, level 2 character. A DC 18 is not going to get passed. Probably not. And as such, I don't want to deal with them. Don't make me do DC 18s. We're doing DC 10s. And so that's how you can make it so that you aren't running into that problem where you're trying to touch the magical orb and the DC for the check is 25 and your modifier is a -1. If you don't want to deal with that, set your DCs early. You can also give it a range. I just don't have enough. If I type, I can't add any more to this. Fool, thank you so much for following. Yeah, so I can't add more, but you can put a range. You can say only make skill checks between 8 and 15, and it can do that. This doesn't make it infallible. The DM still has to check it for it to be in its recent memory, but this makes it so that the DM can always reference it, and you can always reference it, and if you're good enough about, like, having the DM like check for stuff like that. If you say stuff like "I stand tall," well, the DM will go, "Oh, how tall are you?" And it'll go look at the appearance and then go, "Oh, you are pretty tall. Let me describe this." But because it did that, now it's checked your themes, your setting, and your skill DC. There would also usually be an avoidance section there, but once again, I'm out of space here. We made this first section quite long. We'll add some stuff in the biography here, though. You cannot tell it to get +5 on all rolls. You can say that you always have advantage. You can say, DM, I have an innate ability called Lucky. It gives me advantage on all checks. And you can have advantage on all your checks. And it will work. The DM will give you the ability Lucky, and you'll have advantage on all your checks. Not an issue. But you can't add anything to your stats. That won't work. The DM can't do certain things. It doesn't have the capability to do certain things. So you cannot tell the DM, like, your strength should be 30. Won't work. It can't do that. You can't tell the DM that your health is 1,000,000. Can't do that. It doesn't know how. It doesn't have access to that power. You can't tell the DM that you're starting at level 5. It doesn't know. It can't has no control over how much XP you get. So it can't do that. But you can do things that have narrative effect and some mechanical effect. You can't tell it that you're proficient in skills that you're not proficient in. It can't do anything about that. So could you add a weapon in your appearance that would be with your character at the start? You can, but it won't be with your character at like message 1. You'll have to like tell the DM you need to get it. And this is actually kind of annoying. Sometimes the DM will be like, depending on where your start is or whatever, the DM will be more or less resistant. It'll be like, you go to find your trusty blade. It's not there. Now you have to go find it from the bandits or whatever. So this can be annoying, but it is possible to do. What is the phrasing you use for rolls? Like you don't want it to over 18? It's right here. DM, skill DC, easy, 10. I don't think the bike has special abilities. I think I give it the special ability. I have the special abilities. The bike is just a bike. Okay. Now, I have to put what I would usually put at the end of my appearances here in the biography. But the biography should be you can put backstory stuff there if you want. It will become irrelevant so quick in your story. Everyone thinks that their biography needs to be so long and it'll really matter for their story, and it almost never does. You're making the adventure. It doesn't need to be all built in there. As such, you can mostly ignore putting stuff about like your backstory. Just real quick, important stuff. I'm an orphan, you know? I hate it when this happens. Real quick. Then the rest of it should be telling the DM vaguely the idea you have for the story. I want large battles. I want people contemplating, like, I want to be contemplating what it means to be a hero. I want to know, like, I want to experience grand, like, movie level action scenes, stuff like that. I want to feel like I'm in a, you know, in a novel, in a Jane Austen novel, a period piece romance, whatever. Putting that in your biography makes it like the DM will start writing that way, and it will remind itself that it's doing that. So you don't need to remind it all the time. So it can be in your biography. The DM will see its last message and be like, "That's how it's styled. It should continue styling it that way." It's working. So just have that as like most of what you're saying in your backstory, how you want that story to go. Also, any character that's important to you, like if you have like a wife, if you have a child, if you have a best friend or something like that for your story, if you're going to start out with someone in your life, you should describe them in your biography. You won't need to do that after the companions update, but before the companions update, you do need to do that. So describe them here, have them as a person here. Any important details about that character that you need, they should be in the biography. By the way, all of this information can be found in the guide. All right, here we go. So like I said, the first part of this is going to be the ending of the appearance that I usually do. So DM, avoid, and I'm going to say I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid dimensional and quantum stuff. E. There we go. Dimensional and quantum stuff. Avoid mentors. I don't want a mentor. I don't need someone telling me what to do. I want to play like an anti-hero kind of guy. I don't need someone trying to be like, actually, I'm your mentor. Like, no. I don't need a character like that. Don't want it. So avoid it altogether. Ooh, we need to add in an important one. We need one more theme, which is important to have in any game where you want characters to talk normally. You need realistic dialogue. I need more space. Take out and put a comma. Saving space here. Okay. And we use an Oxford comma, get a little bit more space so I can use realistic dialogue. There we go. So we now have enough space. Realistic dialogue. This will prevent people from saying like a ton of stuff like, guys, look, it's not just a motorcycle. It's a mechanical explosion device that moves you from one place to another. Like, don't do that. I don't want to hear that. That's dumb. No one talks like that. Don't say that. Importantly, you want people to have realistic dialogue. So, that's one that you want to put in there, like, pretty much no matter what. Unless, and this is important, unless you don't want realistic dialogue. If you want people to talk like they're maniacs, say over-the-top characters instead. Say, like, put the type of dialogue that you want. If you don't put anything, it'll be AI dialogue. So, put the type of dialogue you want, like sitcom dialogue. You know, that's not normal. That's not realistic, but it is a style of dialogue. And if that's how you want your game to be, that's how you do it. Yes, one of my characters lives in insane London. Everybody has an over-the-top personality and says the craziest stuff. That's great. You get some fun ways of interacting with people. But you want to make sure that whatever type of dialogue that you want, you specifically mention it. Everyone talks like Billy Mays. Sure. Yeah. Okay, so I want to avoid dimensional and quantum stuff. Mentors. Anything else? Oh, yes. Avoid blight / rot. Yeah. We don't need like complicated, well, no complicated magic. Actually, just avoid magic. Like, avoid, I don't know. Yeah, we'll say complicated magic. And avoid repeating me. Oh yeah, avoid cults for sure. We don't want them. Okay, so we got our DM avoid stuff out of the way. Now, DM, I want this game to have lots of wild combat encounters due to police / military word prejudice. Police military prejudice against mutants. We want mutant criminals. And classic powerful villains. The game should have lots of dialogue, and people should express their views about the current state of the city and country regarding mutants and the volatile political climate. So, I'm telling the DM what I want. I want this to be the case. I'm not telling the DM exactly what I want to do. I'm not saying, like, DM, the first encounter should be against this guy, and the second encounter should be in this guy, and then at the end, I want to get this thing. I'm not saying that. I'm letting the DM have creative freedom, but I'm giving my expectations to the DM so that it knows what I want, so it can work with that. There should be classically good heroes. They may be mutants or not, but they are loved or hated for one reason or another. I will be playing an anti-hero. So, we're going to go over the entire list one more time, and then people are going to suggest names, okay? So, we'll do the names after, but we're going to read the full list, get those names ready. But this is, in my opinion, how a good appearance and backstory will sound like, how it will be structured to get the most out of your game. Appearance. I'm a 6'8" tall mutant, like from X-Men, with broad shoulders and muscular build. We have blue skin with yellow eyes and large tusks, one of which is all diamond. I have a long fire red spiked mohawk. I wear a biker jacket, tight blue jeans, combat boots, a muscle shirt underneath, and lots of big biker jewelry. I have an innate ability called inertia. I can make myself and anything I'm touching become heavy and fast as we travel in a direction. DM themes: modern world, outcast, superheroes versus villains, anti-hero, societal commentary, mutant style powers, X-Men style, and realistic dialogue. DM setting: we are in modern day DC. Use many multicultural names for people. DM skill DC easy 10. Biography DM avoid dimensional and quantum stuff, mentors, blight or rot, complicated magic, repeating me, and cults. DM: I want this game to have lots of wild combat encounters due to police/military prejudice against mutants, mutant criminals, and classic powerful villains. The game should have lots of dialogue, and people should express their views about the current state of the city and country regarding mutants and the volatile political climate. There should be classically good heroes. They may be mutants or not, but they are loved or hated for one reason or another. I will be playing an anti-hero. All right. What is our biker's name? Tarnak. Harley? I kind of like Harley. If we want to pick a name similar to the style of name that we've asked the DM to do, Harley can be my superhero name, my anti-hero name. What's my birth name? John Smith. Steve. Gruff. What's the name theme again? It's a like American names. We're doing any sort of multicultural. Harold Davison. Steve Kinetic. Now you're onto something. That's how people in comic books are usually named. It's like pretty close to a normal name, but like it like hints at their power. It's like a little. It's always a little too on the nose, you know. It's like, how did no one figure this out? And you have a motorcycle safety course you're taking tomorrow. Well, it's a good thing you're not watching the rest of this stream. It'll go poorly. This is not how to ride a motorcycle safely for sure. I like Steve Kinetic. Steve Kinetic, I think I like too. Axel Kinetic. Do you like Axel? Steve Kinetic sounds good too. Oh. Okay. I think we're Steve Kinetic, with our superhero name being Harley. I'll try a sound effect. Torek would like me to say huzzah, but in no particular way. All right, I can do that. Here you are, Torek. Huzzah! All right. Okay. Let's create our character.